Welcome back to Environmental Science and Engineering video lecture series. In this module, we discuss about energy flow in an ecosystem. I am Dr. S. Ratika, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry. We know that energy is nothing but the capacity to doing work. Energy is nothing but the capacity of doing work. All the biological activities requires the utilization of energy. All the organisms in an ecosystem needs energy for their metabolic activity, growth, reproduction and other activities. This energy is very much essential and it is derived from the sun in the form of solar energy. The solar energy allows the autotrophs to convert the inorganic chemicals into organic compounds. During the photosynthesis process, the conversion of solar energy into chemical energy process takes place. So, that chemical energy is stored in the plant tissues with the help of carbon dioxide and water. Several types of metabolic activities within the plant tissues converts these chemical energy into mechanical energy and heat energy. Therefore, this energy from the sun enters through the photosynthetic organisms and passes from one organism into another in the form of food. There is a continuous loss of energy in each tropical level from producer to consumer within an ecosystem. Let us consider if the length of the food chain is shorter. Okay, so food chain is nothing but the sequence of eating and being eaten in an ecosystem. The transfer of food energy from the plants through a series of organisms in a food chain. So already we know that the energy passes from one organisms into another organisms. So let us consider if the length of the food chain is shorter, the availability of food is greater. Suppose the reason is the loss of energy is somewhat very less. But increase of longer food chain, the availability of food is lesser due to increasing in loss of energy. We know that the energy flow through an ecosystem is always in one direction. The way of flow of energy is governed by thermodynamics law. We know that the first law and second law of thermodynamics. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but one form of energy can be converted into another form of energy. So we discussed that the energy which is derived from the sun is passed from which is gained by the plants during the photosynthesis process, which convert as a chemical energy. Then that chemical energy is converted into mechanical energy and heat energy. In this way, energy passes from one form into another form. According to second law of thermodynamics, the energy always flows from a concentrated form to a depressed form, and during energy transformation there is a degraded of energy, that is impossible to convert the heat into work without compensation. Okay, so during the transformation of energy from one form into another form, some amount of energy is wasted. Some amount of energy is wasted in the form of heat or through respiration, running, hunting. Nearly 80 to 90% of energy becomes wasted. Only 10% of energy is transferred from one organisms into another organisms. Let us see this food chain. The sequence of eating and being eaten in an ecosystem. That is, here the food energy passes from one level of tropical level into another level of tropical level. So in the previous video we discussed that what is the role of producer, primary consumer, secondary, tertiary and decomposers. So in this food chain we discussed that which energy, that is the food energy, is transferred from one organism into another organisms. Okay, see the grass is eaten up by the grasshopper, which is eaten up by the secondary consumer like bird, then which is taken up by the tertiary consumer snake or owl. Okay, finally after the death of the tertiary consumer, it is buried into the earth crust. The decomposers taken from the nutrients from their body and it grow. which helps to grow the plants once again. Okay, so in this way the food energy is passed from one organisms into another organisms. Let us consider the food chain in the pond. Okay, the phytoplankton, which is act as a producer, which is taken up by the zooplankton. It is known as a primary consumer. Then it is passed into the small fish, which is act as a secondary consumer. Then it is consumed by the large fish. It is known as a tertiary consumer. And finally it undergo decomposition. Okay, so tropical level or feeding levels are nothing but the various steps through which food energy passes in an ecosystem is called as a tropical level. Tropical level. Then the main classification of food chain. Food chain is mainly classified into two types. One is grazing food chain and another one is a detritus food chain. Grazing food chain is nothing but it is mainly found in grassland ecosystem and pond ecosystem, which is start with green plants and goes to decomposer food chain or detritus food chain through herbivorous and carnivorous. Detritus food chains are nothing but which is found in the green grassland ecosystem and forest ecosystem, which is start with dead organic matter and goes to decomposer food chain through herbivorous and carnivorous. Okay. Let us see food web. So food web is nothing but the interlocking patterns of various food chains in an ecosystem is called as a food web. Let us see the diagram. So in this food web, various food chains are interconnected. Various food chains are interconnected. In this food chain, suppose any one of the species are affected or missed or removed, the succeeding link of the chain will be affected, will not be affected largely. Okay, the food web provides more than one alternative of food to most of the organisms in an ecosystem. Therefore, increase their chance to survival. But in case of food chain, if any one species gets affected or becomes extinct, then species in the subsequent tropic level becomes affected. That's the difference between food chain and food web. Then ecological pyramid. So ecological pyramid is nothing but which is developed by Charles Hilton, a British ecologist. According to him, there is some sort of a relationship between number, biomass and energy content of the primary producer consumer of the first second order, okay, to the and so on to the top carnivores in the ecosystem, and such a relationship is represented graphically by means of pyramids. That is called as the ecological pyramids. Graphical representation of structure and function of tropical levels of an ecosystem is called as the ecological pyramid. Okay, there are three types of ecological pyramids. One is pyramids of number, pyramids of energy and pyramids of biomass. Pyramids of numbers. It represents the number of individual organisms present in each tropical level. It represents the number of individual organisms present in each tropical level. It is the relationship between the number of producers and consumers of primary, secondary and tertiary order. Let us consider a grassland ecosystem. The producers in the grasslands are grasses, which are small in size and large in quantity, large in number. So the producers occupy the lower tropical level, that is the first tropical level. The primary consumers are rat, which occupy the second tropical level, since the number of rats are lower when compared to the grass, the size of which is lower. The secondary consumers are snake, which occupy the third tropical level, since the number of snakes occupy in the third tropical level, since the number of snakes are lower when compared to the rats, the size of which is lower. The tertiary consumers are eagle, which occupy the next tropical level, the number and size of the last tropical level is lowest. So in this picture, the grass occupied in the lower level, then it is the primary consumer is considered as here grasshopper, which occupy the second tropical level. Then which is eaten up by the frog, which is occupying in the third tropical level. Then it is taken up, eaten by the snake, which is occupied the fourth tropical level. And finally it is taken up by the hawk, eagle, so which occupies the next tropical level. Okay, so each consumers are placed on the basis of graphical representation, so it is called as a pyramids of numbers. Then pyramids of energy, it represents the amount of energy present in each tropical level. At every successive tropical level, there is a loss of energy. Already I told you that nearly 90% of energy becomes lost during respiration and any other activities. Okay, thus at the next higher tropical level, only 10% of the energy is transferred. There is a sharp decrease in the energy at each and every successive tropical levels as we move from top to bottom. Okay, then next one is the pyramids of biomass. It represents the total amount of biomass present in each tropical level. Let us consider the forest ecosystem. Here there is a decrease in the biomass from the lower tropical level to higher tropical level because the trees are maximum in the forest, which contribute a huge biomass. The next tropical levels are herbivores and carnivores. The top of the tropical level contains tertiary consumers, the biomass of which is very low. Always the high quantity of organisms present in the ecosystem occupies in the bottom of the pyramid. After that, the primary consumer. After that, secondary consumer. After that, tertiary consumer. Okay, in the next video, we discuss about the ecological succession process and conflicts of biodiversity. Okay, thank you.